Did you bring a coffee as well, Catherine?
I did.
Me as well. In one of my favorite Starbucks mugs.
I'm onto the waters already.
I've got my favorite mug going, my little yellow submarine mug.
I love that. That is
Wow,
gorgeous.
what a plain Jane I am, hey?
Well, one of the questions I wanted to open with is, what is your favorite coffee? Do you have a favorite coffee? And is there a favorite time of day for coffee for you? So when you think about it, like this morning's coffee, I don't know why, probably because my wife had to run out and get milk for it. So I had to like wait because we forgot to get milk last night. It was a massive crisis at like 8 o'clock in the morning. And holy, that first cup of coffee, that first hit this morning, well worth the wait. Gorgeous. Starbucks, hand ground, made in a stovetop percolator, mixed with hot water, sugar, milk, gorgeous. Boom, I'm set for the day. How about you guys?
Wow, man, that's a routine.
Go ahead, Vernon.
You know what? I don't know what it's called. We just get a bag of coffee grounds from Costco. My wife grinds it up in the Vitamix, and we stick it in the French press. And just black, man. And it's so good.
Wow.
Yeah, we have our coffee in the morning. Usually on nicer days, we go for a nice walk, drink coffee, have a chat, and then start our day. And the rare occasion, we'll have, a mid-morning coffee, but usually just one a day.
That's awesome. And Marty wasn't kidding. He left.
Yeah, he just left, and he's casual. He didn't say a word. He just left.
I'm glad you put that in up front. That was very good. How about you, Annette, in your gorgeous little yellow submarine cup?
Yeah. Doesn't work if I do it that way. Well, I'm the opposite of you, Vernon. I do also have a French press, but I'm all about the milk and the sweetener. So I never had black coffee on purpose. So I do like it nice and strong. I like it in the morning. Usually 2 cups, and then I'm good for the day for coffee. Yeah.
Nice. I actually worked my way. I wasn't always black coffee, but it's been like that for the last few years, and I don't think I'll ever change.
I've heard that about the black coffee. How about you, Catherine?
My favorite coffee is the Kick-Ass Kicking Horse coffee. And we have it in the French press too. And like you, Vernon, we start our day the same every day. We actually start with coffee together and just talking about what we've got going on for the day and what we want to manifest and what we're grateful for.
That's awesome.
Love that.
And Mr. Marty, oh, you're back.
I'm back. There was a guy at the front door banging. I was like, what is that? I got to put a sign on the front door that says recording,
Yeah, exactly.
on
session.
air. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
So we were just talking about coffees.
Right.
How do you like it? How do you take it? Do you drink it? What's your favorite coffee time of day?
Oh, so I have so many comments here. So I started drinking coffee with my grandfather who worked at a car dealership. And so they had those little styrofoam cups. So on Sundays we'd go to church and then he'd take me and he'd let me drink some coffee out of one of those little cups. But it was like 3 sugars, creamer. Of course, I think it was like the powder stuff. So I started drinking coffee where it was like coffee was just the mechanism to get the sugar and the cream. Yeah. But I've slowly been manning up and trying to transition over to black. And yeah, I'm good for a couple of cups in the morning. My wife can drink it, but it's my responsibility. So I grind the beans, make the coffee. I deliver her a cup of coffee while she's still sleeping. She wakes up. She's like, oh, I could smell the coffee. Meanwhile, I kind of wake up and I've got the screaming kids and this, and we've got 2 boys that are just full on at like 5:45 in the morning. And so, yeah, I find coffee is the, like, Dad can't talk. I got to get the coffee. So it is a serious focus, but I'm only good for about 2 cups. And after that, I got to watch my intake. And it's a morning thing for me. I like people that are like, it's 8 o'clock at night. You want a coffee?
I can't do that.
I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me.
If I do that, it's going to have a ripple effect into my ability to sleep later.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Nancy.
Hey, I would also, not to overstep things, because I'm sure both our viewers that watch this on a regular basis would love to know who you all are. So if we could take a minute and go around the horn. My name's Adam Joyce. I'm the host of Casual Fridays. And these are four of wonderful friends, colleagues, peers, people I just love and respect, and that's why they're on the taping this morning. Yeah, why don't we stop? And I'm going to just go around how I see you. So I'm going to start with Marty Park, and I'm going to end with Annette. So it'll go Marty, Vern, Catherine, Annette. That's just whoop, around the horn. So, Mr. Park, who are you, and why are you on this call?
Am I'm not sure why I'm on the call. Just luck, good fortune. I am a local Calgarian, first and foremost, and I'm a chronic entrepreneur. I've had, since my first company at 21, I've had 13 businesses in 7 different industries. And I fulfill the role now. I've had one of my jobs has been as a entrepreneur coach or advisor. And I have a company called Evolve Business Group that does coaching, training, and execution help with clients to sort of move them forward. And yeah, I just love the entrepreneur space and love living in Calgary. Even when it's raining out, I love it.
It looks like a good day for a walk. Mr. Vern.
Yes, awesome. Well, I am also grateful and humbled to be on the call, Adam. Thanks for the invite, man. And you know, if it's an option, maybe I'll be a frequent flyer. We'll see how it goes.
Love to have you back, man. You're killing it.
Well, when next time I come back, you probably, with any luck, you won't recognize me, but I'm gonna go see my barber on Monday.
Ooh,
So yeah, first and foremost, I'm a husband and a father. I've got 2 beautiful kids who fortunately are not waking me up at 5:45 in the morning anymore because they're beyond that age, which is nice. Yeah, I'm actually, you mentioned you're a local Calgarian. I'm a adopted Calgarian. So I'm from New Brunswick, but I've been here almost 20 years. So, and
I was born in Edmonton. Don't tell anybody, Vernon.
it's between you and I.
Confessions of a Calgarian.
Confessions of a Calgarian. Yeah, and for business, what I do is I practice and teach a concept called Becoming Your Own Banker, the infinite banking concept. And the whole purpose of that is so that you can, own and control the banking function in your life and be in control of the flow of the money as it relates to your needs. That's the purpose of it.
Cool. Thanks, Vern.
My pleasure.
Miss Brownlee, Catherine Brownlee, my dear friend. Tell them who you are, sister.
Well, I'm Catherine, and I'm passionate about connecting people that I believe in. Sometimes I make money, sometimes I don't. And it's all about, really connecting deeply with people and trying to find places and ways to serve others. And through connecting, sometimes on the revenue side, we're headhunters. So we've got a recruiting practice, and then we do business optimization for different clients. One of our biggest clients is Moody's Tax. And my role is to come alongside the professionals and support them in any way that they see appropriate. So including LinkedIn strategies, any online strategies right now, obviously, with the way things are. And then how to make those introductions so that they can build their personal and firm practice. So I love doing it. And then from a philanthropy perspective, I'm a Rotarian of the Rotary Club of Calgary, and I try to do as much as I can for them and our community that way. I'm on the major donations committee, and most recently, I've decided that I'm going to really focus on brain and mental health. So I'm pulling together a mental health collaboration. If you know anybody who is working in that space that is interested in having a discussion on June 6th, where we're going to do a Zoom call and just help everybody understand who each other is. Many of the players in this space don't know who they are. So we're building a database that will be all of their names, all their organizations, what they're doing, 30 words or less, any video, and then what the ask is of the group. And then my personal goal is that in the future, there'll be more collaboration because they don't even know who each other is. Maybe there's an opportunity to find ways to work closer together. Like many of the charities that are out there, post-COVID, there's going to be some serious issues with the amount of money that will be available from sponsorships or donations. So we're trying to get creative in all different ways with charities, but mental health will be my focus for the next 6 months to see what we can do.
Awesome. Hey, I do have somebody to connect you with. We're trying to pull off a mental health summit with the mayor.
Oh, yeah, what was that?
Mickey Reeder. Did you meet Mickey Reeder?
So I was actually, there's somebody else that actually had approached me, and we were supposed to do that in April 23rd or something. And I was supposed to be part of that, but then of course COVID happened, so we weren't able.
But I'm happy to help facilitate that reconnection because it sounds like you got some momentum. And the other thing you should know about Catherine, awesome dancer. Awesome.
I dance like nobody's watching.
Yes. And last but not least, my dear friend, Annette Seraficki. And it took me a whole summer when I first met her to get that Seraficki part down. And I love it. Fabulous last name and a wonderful, wonderful woman attached to it. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Annette.
Sure. So I've lived in Calgary my whole life.
Were you born here?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I know. One of the proud and the few.
True.
Yeah.
So, I currently work at Getty Images in Calgary as the HR manager. I've worked in tech companies for 20 years in Calgary in various HR related roles. I am also sort of the side project I've got going on right now is I'm working with a bunch of other tech companies to put together an organization called the Tech West Collective, which is designed to bring together Calgary and Alberta tech companies so that we can have a more focused face for potential candidates coming from outside Calgary, outside Alberta, outside Canada, but also in Calgary. A lot of people who have lived here for a long time don't even know who the tech companies are. And so we had an event in November where we had a really good turnout, and we're doing a series of webinars right now to profile Calgary tech companies. So
Awesome.
it's a side project I'm working on. It's really fun and it's really important. I think the future of Alberta is in tech, so it's very cool to be working with other companies who have the same dream of raising the profile. So it's the other thing I'm working on. Mom, I've got a 15-year-old daughter, and as you can see from my background, I love to be outdoors.
You are a wonderful outdoor enthusiast. I always love going for walks with you.
I love that word, enthusiast. And Catherine, I was going to say, I love that you're focusing on mental health. As an HR professional right now, it's kind of top of mind for all of us. And I'm actually on a task force for our organization to try and figure out how we can support our employees better from a mental health perspective.
May I jump in?
Yeah, totally.
So, Annette, I'd love to take this offline and go a lot deeper on both of those subjects because I've learned a lot in the last few weeks, especially because I've really focused on it. So there's really cool things that are happening, and a lot of my HR friends are loving the ideas. And then also the Tech West, I'd love to support that. I'm connected to a lot of the tech stuff, so love to help there too.
Sure, let's talk after.
Thank you.
Super cool. This is freaking magic at Casual Fridays right here. Right, that's it. That's it right there. You guys
There you go.
did it.
Check.
Hey, call's over. Thank you very much for coming out. Really appreciate everybody being here. No, seriously. Another subject, binge watching. Is there any binge watching going on in your household? Yeah, right? What are you binge watching? What? Well, you don't have time because you have the two terrors like ripping your house up.
My wife and I still joke that to watch a movie only takes 3 to 4 nights. So yeah, so people joke about, oh yeah, we ripped through like 6 episodes, and we sort of look at each other like, how many weeks would that take?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is sort of my boys are 6.5 and 5.
Oh,
And
awesome.
about 13 hours a day, they are on fire. And then like kids, you know, they lay down and like, I'm not even tired yet. And they're out. And then we start again the next day. But yeah.
What ages that is, man. That's awesome.
So they've made, it's been great. Actually, the COVID thing has been good just in terms of extra family time to be able to spend with the boys.
Totally.
But in terms of binging, we have a couple of shows we like, but we are literally like sometimes half an episode moving along. We're like snail's pace.
Yeah,
Very good.
I can relate to that. My wife and my daughter are binging a show called Gilmore Girls, really popular, I think, in the 90s.
Right.
Anyway, my daughter just loves it. My daughter's been crocheting like crazy, which I'm super proud of her for. She's making blankets and stuff. I unfortunately, similar to yourself, I'm a big fight fan, and it's taken me like 2.5 weeks to watch, or a week and a half to watch the last couple of UFC events, and I found out all the results. So all that's been ruined. I don't get to watch TV.
Well, I'm the opposite of you, Marty. I mentioned to Adam before we all got on the call today, I watched 7 episodes of Homeland last night. So
Wow.
I just discovered Homeland last week. And last night was because of the rain. Otherwise, I'd be outside. But because it wasn't very nice out, I just started in around 5:30, just kept going. So, yeah,
And I looked up and it was 1 a.m.
Pardon me?
I looked up and it was 1 a.m.
Well, the episodes are only around 40 minutes.
Oh,
or
okay.
so,
Oh.
right? So.
Yeah, it's only 280 minutes of, like.
Right.
Now, do you take a break and like get sustenance, drinks, popcorn, or do you just like?
I carry the iPad with me into the kitchen to get food. I just keep going. I mean, that's the secret.
That's the secret.
Keep powering through. Take it with you everywhere you go.
That is awesome. How about you, Catherine?
The last, normally I'm into like action. That's my favorite. But the last few weeks has been a tough one for me mentally and the firm and duties. So I just needed something that was positive. And so we looked up A Good Place.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's a funny show.
It's so cute. And it's only 22 minutes long each episode. But yeah, we'll go through, oh my gosh, 4 or 5 in a night.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So good. So good. I have, the binge watching thing I haven't made it through. There's only one show I've ever got hooked on. Everything else I've tried, I only get like so deep in it. And then I'm like, yeah, no. And
Yeah.
and are you also like, if you pick up a book and you start reading it, are you committed to finishing it or can you put it down?
No, put it down.
Yeah, I can
You
put it down. Yeah.
Like,
My
I
wife-
can put it down, and not only that, if I'm really not into it, I will just stop. Like some people
Yeah.
have a rule where if I start a book, I have to finish it. I don't have that rule. If it's not engaging me, I will just put it down.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, I used to have that rule. I don't have that rule anymore. I think that's great in that because it's like, why invest your time into something that you're not getting anything out of just because you started it, right?
But it doesn't make you feel like non-fit because my wife,
Yeah, actually, I was going to
she's
say
a
the same thing.
finisher. Like
Yeah.
she's a finisher. She had a book on her nightstand. I forget what it was. Frick it was a year. She would read like 2 pages and kind of sometimes even shake her head like, why am I doing this? She finished it. To her credit,
Yeah.
really.
I'm not poo-pooing people who do that. There's a certain elegance to that and a beauty, but it's not me.
I think if you're committed, it depends on how you're committed to it. Like my wife's committed to reading the book. So Lisa and I talk about this. She'll get a book and be like, I'm hating this book. And I'll say, just put it down.
That's what I say.
I'll take it away from you and you'll never see it again. And she's like, no, I've got to finish it. I was like, no, you don't. Life's too short to grind through something you're hating.
Right?
So then it does. And then she gets a stack of books and it's like, well, aren't those all the books you're hating? Oh yeah, I'm not reading any of those. But they just sit there like visual weight, emotional weight.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Wow, man.
I feel bad. So yeah, I like to find books where I was like, here, swap them out occasionally. She doesn't even realize they're missing. So it's the book game.
I'm with Annette here. Like, I think that's really great, Marty. Like, I think if somebody commits to doing it because that's like what makes things work for them,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I used to do that where I got to finish this book or whatever it was, but I realized that wasn't me doing that. That was the narrative. That was what I thought you're supposed to do. Hey, you start it, you got to finish it. And it's what a liberation to be able to put things
Yes.
down. Say, I'm complete with that and go on to the next thing, right?
Yeah, it's true. And then does that cascade into your eating patterns? Like if you get a plate of food in front of you, like I was raised, you eat everything on your plate. And so I have a habit, like unconscious. I just like.
Actually, Adam, I have a strategy of how I got past that because I was raised the same way. If it's on your plate, you eat it. So I started, even when I had the ability to finish it, I would leave one bite. And it's sort of ceremonial because I recognize I have the option all the time to finish this or to be able to say, I can leave it. And occasionally, again, Lisa and she'll say, what's with this one bite? And I was like, oh, it's the bite, right? So it's it's me demonstrating I'm in control. I'm the one, I'm making the decision here.
That's a riot.
She's like, you are neurotic. I was like, well, it's working. I'm still
going to start with the bite. I'm going to take that because I like it.
Hilarious.
It's like a Seinfeld episode. What's that? It's the bite.
That's right.
The bite. That is awesome. Awesome.
It's a show about nothing. Yeah.
New subject, sneaking out. I have met a couple people because I just starve for, I love seeing you guys, but I would love to be like in your physical presence. Now, we're keeping social distancing. There's no hugging, no touching, none of that going on. Which,
no touching.
We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. No, we're not going to go down that one today. But I've snuck to a park. It feels like, I'm not saying sneak, but it feels like you meet somebody in a park to go for a walk, talk shop, talk business, talk life. I feel like, oh my God, like this is kind of naughty. Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. Have you guys had any rendezvous with anybody?
I've gone for some socially distant walks, and I can tell you, I have felt so energized at the end of them, not just from the walk, but from the, the kinetic, just from the interaction, even though it's distant. It is quite different. So I haven't felt sneaky about it. I mean, if it makes it, if feeling like it's sneaky makes you feel good, then keep going with the sneaky. But it is okay to go for a socially distant
That might be part of it in that.
That's right.
So I have gone for walks, and actually one of the best things I ever did was I met a former colleague for coffee, and we met at a little park in Inglewood that had a bunch of little picnic tables, and the picnic tables were about 6 feet apart. So we, sort of sat really far apart, but we had coffee, and that was great.
Very
really
cool.
Good.
Yeah, I snuck down on Mother's Day and brought my mom some. I called her on the phone, and I could tell, like, as I was hanging up the phone, she was like in tears.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, my wife. I hung up the phone. I was like, oh, that was really sad. My wife's like, hey, let's go get her some treats. Let's go to Cobb's. We'll head down there. So we head down there. That was one thing that we kind of did. Didn't feel quite as naughty, but I did sneak to the Max and grab a Slurpee. Now that made me feel like a bad boy.
Nice.
Very good. All right, last as we wrap up the half hour here, you guys have all been super generous with your sharing. I'd like to give you the opportunity to say, from your professional vantage point, one tip, one trick, one suggestion, one thing you could leave people with as we go around the horn and say goodbye. Hey, here's what I recommend to blah, 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 fill in the blank. So who would like to go first? I'm not going to pick on anybody. I'll just wait for you.
I'll go first because I've got one. I want to get it in before Catherine gets it in.
My buzzer's not working.
I want to say for people who are struggling, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Very
People
good.
want to help. And more people are struggling than you think. So you will find a friendly reception if you reach out. So
Really
sorry,
good.
Catherine. That's what you're going to say.
You got there first. Well done. Well done. Thanks, Annette.
Go ahead, Catherine. I'd love to hear from you.
Well, I agree with Annette. I love that. And I think being super kind to absolutely everyone that we connect with. I personally have not bought into how we've decided to handle this situation. I was more on the Taiwan approach from the very beginning. And so, I haven't bought into this. So unfortunately, I'm on the other side. And I think that the amount of people that we are interacting with, I'm with you, Annette, there's so many that are hurting. And even if it looks like they're really strong, the strongest man I've ever known changed 2.5 weeks ago. So if it can happen to him, it can happen to anybody. And that'll be I think that's where we go from here. We've just got to be kind and loving and reach in and ask how someone's doing.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Amazing. Awesome.
Adam, I might just take that one step further, and I think the spin is always that in business you do a different approach. But I would agree with what Annette and Catherine are saying, that my best advice, I think, is remembering business as people, and that while lots of companies are sending out sort of a generic email, here's how we're coping with things when we reopen, this is our protocol. Really what most people want is the ability to have a supplier or somebody they know in business just reach out and be able to make a phone call and go, I'm not phoning to sell anything. I'm just phoning to see how you're doing. So when you do that with customers and suppliers and other people you know in business, the impact I've had or heard about with clients and stuff where they've made those calls, they've talked about how much better they feel, how connected they feel, how they know it strengthens those relationships, whether they're business or otherwise. But it's really sort of that same direction of healing, right? And connection. And even in business, I think people need to remember that you can take those steps to connect and reach out with people, and it's impacting.
Brilliant.
Really well said. You know what, I'll keep with the theme. I can totally relate to what you're saying, Marty. I've experienced that. So if you want to be a little bit selfish, if you want to feel good, try and call somebody, reach out and give them some love, because I'm selfish as the next guy. You know, if I don't take care of myself, I can't give anything to you. So I, call people, and it's surprising the feedback that they give you. Like, wow, thanks for calling. You're like, oh, right. And just to build off what Catherine and Annette said, excuse me, I am one of those people that struggle, right? I'm stuck in the house, it's raining. So something that I would give people is do this, get connected with people. If it wasn't for the communities and the groups that I'm connected to, I'd be a mess. If it wasn't for routines like hanging with my wife, having genuine conversations, going for walks. So the spin I'll put on that is just to focus on what you can control. Focus on what actions you can take to make a difference in whatever it is you're dealing with. The things you can't control is just a waste of your energy, and it's to take care of it. Just keep moving forward and be in communication.
Vern, thanks for being so real. Yeah, really
Awesome.
Appreciate it. And
Pleasure.
you all have been super, super wonderful. Made a very special edition of Casual Fridays this Friday. We'll post next Friday, so you'll be able to see yourselves up on the internet. And I love each of you, and thanks for making this a sane day for me.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Adam.
Joy.
Great meeting
Yeah.
all of you.
Yeah, you guys as well.
I'll send you a note, Catherine.
Take care.
Okay,
Happy
Bye.
Friday.
bye guys.
Take care. Have a great week.